Hey, it's Gary from Soccer Pro, and today we had a question come through our support, and I thought, this is a great topic because it goes to the underlying philosophy of what we do with Soccer Pro and how we've structured the product. In fact, it's how we do everything, whether it's our CRM, the products, coaching, appraisals, everything throughout our system is all done in libraries and repositories. And the reason we do that is so that you can save time and effort. You get to reuse everything, you create it one time, and you can use it over and over and over again. So for example, inside of our criteria, we have all of our different categories. Now, the mistake this person had made was they thought that categories were the actual questions. But what you want to do is you want to create a category for the different questions that you're going to build. And where would you use this? Well, maybe you would use one category of questions for young kids, like U8s and below. Maybe you have another category for U12s and below. Maybe you have another category for your academy players, a fourth one for your adult players. You can create as many categories as you want. Maybe it's offense, maybe it's defense. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to create as a category, think of it as an organizational tool. Now, inside that organizational tool or folder / category, you can add your questions. So here, aggressiveness. Well, what would you put in here for aggressiveness? Maybe, attacks defensively. Now, you could either come in here, use scale, or you can go true, false, multiple choice, and put in different levels. A lot of times scale is good because you can just put in, a scale from 1 to 10, and then you can slide that scale to wherever you think that player is on this criteria, all right? Now, all of a sudden, we have questions in this category. You see these have no questions in the category, so you're not able to create a form. But let's keep going because I want to continue with the philosophy. And here again, form builder. Well, you start with your categories. Everything carries the same philosophy. You have your organization, and then you have your items within that organization. Or again, think of it category as a folder on your computer. You have categories or you have folders, and then you store things in those folders, and it's strictly for organization. You could put everything in one folder, you could put everything in one category, but this gives you a chance to segment so that it's more useful going forward into the future. Now you can create these forms, and again, you get to keep them. So you do not need to create forms every single time. And if you want to create a new form and you say, look, maybe for my U7s, I care about these 5 things. Maybe for my U8s, I care about the same 5 things, but 2 more. Well, just use that form, add 2 more in, and save that. You don't have to recreate every single time, and you certainly don't need to recreate the questions. You're just going to use the ones that are already in there or your criteria, okay? So here I can create my categories of different forms. And again, it would be the same philosophy. Maybe you have it for U8s, U12s, academy, adult, boys teams, girls teams, whatever it is that you want to do to segment, you would just put it into these different categories and create them. Now, if I'm going to create a form, I'm going to come in here and just create a category. And I'm going to call this one Academy. Okay? And now when I add a form into this Academy category, all I need to do is come in here and select, let's see, where was that? Aggressiveness. Okay? And now you see my list of questions are displayed here. In these other categories, there are no questions. So I have to have questions in here in order to make my form. And I'm just going to take this and slide it in. Now, if I had additional questions, I could put them in any order I want. And when I want to move them, you see how I can just move them up and down. I get to name this form Academy 1. And again, this is all for your own organization purposes. And then save it. So I can put 10, 12, as many questions as I want in here. I would save it. And now I have my criteria in one library. Okay, that's in my criteria library. I have my forms in a form library. I have canned comments in another category. And the reason for canned comments is because when you are filling out the player appraisal, not only do you have the criteria with true, false, multiple choice, or scale, but now you can also put comments in there, and oftentimes the comments are going to be the same. So in other words, you would say, let's say the criteria is dribbles with both feet effectively, okay? And maybe that's true, false. So if it's false, your canned comment might be, needs to work on her left foot dribbling. Okay, well, do you want to type that over and over, or do you want to just have that as a canned comment? So now you have the criteria, you also have the comment, you can use canned comments in that form field, you can type in that form field, you can provide any feedback that you like. Again, we're just trying to make your job and life easier and help you save time. Canned comments are not going to be used in all cases, and they shouldn't be, because sometimes the players are unique and have a unique problem, and you're going to type that. Other times, you're just going to use a canned comment because it's a repetitive type statement, and again, no point in saying that over and over again. Now, evaluation staging, do you have to use this? No, this is up to your DOC. You set this in your profile. If you want to have evaluation staging, every coach that puts in an evaluation, it first goes into staging. It has to be approved by the DOC, and then it can go out to the player. And of course, we have evaluation reports. But if we just come back to the bread and butter of what this is doing, we're creating repositories or libraries of our content. The criteria library, the form filter library, the canned comments library, and then when you click on create evaluation, you can go select your form and then apply it to your team or player, and then you create your evaluation for those people. All right, this is Gary with Soccer Pro. I hope this helps explain the underlying philosophy of how we do everything in Soccer Pro, and we're always trying to make it shareable so that multiple coaches can use the same information, and we're always trying to make it so that you do things one time and reuse it over and over and over again. All right, have a great day. Bye now.